guys, thanks for stopping by my channel. Today's video we are going to be taking a look at my entire Anastasia Elly Koldareva collection, everything I've colored. We're going to say that this is the majority of my collection of Anastasia Elly Koldareva stuff. There might be a few PDFs floating around that I didn't locate. I know for a fact there's one page I colored I was looking for to include in this collection, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm probably stuck in a page in a book somewhere, but pretty sure this is basically everything I've ever colored in any of her books or PDFs, and this is all the books I have so far. So let's get started. I think I have these in the order in which they were published. I might be off by like one or two maybe, but I looked inside and went in numerical date order. So we're going to take a look at this Mysteria first. I think this is my favorite of all of her books. And I have a few things colored in. Some of these I don't have anything colored in, unfortunately, but I think for the most part I have at least one page done in all of them. So this one is the Belongs To page. I didn't finish this one, but I was trying to use some watercolor paints on her scales. I remember I was using those Supervision metallic like color shifting paints, and it kind of worked out a little bit. I think I did this mostly with alcohol markers, and then I colored on top, probably with Black Widows. You're gonna see me saying Black Widows probably a lot for this video. I do like to use the Black Widows in these books. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Some of these books I have flip-throughs, like the newer ones I have flip-throughs of. This I was working on and I didn't finish. You're probably going to hear me say that a lot too, that I was working on something and I didn't finish, but I know I did this with Black Widows. I have a few videos working on her. I know I was working on her magenta hair. I have a video about coloring magenta hair, and I might have done maybe a shorts doing her eye makeup. I did unfortunately rip the page a little bit under her eye. I try to kind of cover it up, but that will happen a lot to me in using these books. I will run into a point where I over color some of the spots and I end up getting rips or tears in this paper. But I do like how she's coming along so far. I'm not the best at coloring birds. I think that's probably why I ended up not finishing this one. But I do like this book a lot because everything's in a circle. I like how everything's contained in the circle. This is one of my favorites I've done. I know I did this with Black Widows. It took me a really long time to do her skin. I do have a video coloring this seashell. I give you guys a color combo for this shell, I think. And this rainbow ombre background with Prismacolors, and I put some stickles on top. And this is just, I think, a black alcohol marker. Yeah, and I always like to do the eyes with alcohol marker too, and then color on top a little bit with pencil. And this one I was working on, I was testing out the Marie's colored pencils on her skin a little bit, and I didn't finish. Is that it for this book? This might be it for that book. Oh, no, I have this one I was working on with Black Widow pencils too. This one I know I was working on with the Starjoy gold pencils and maybe a little bit of something else. I think I had a few other pencils thrown into the mix here, but I know I did the hair and her skin with the Starjoy gold pencils. I was doing this for an event on in one of my Facebook groups. So, oh, this one I like a lot too. I really would like to finish this book if ever possible. If I ever want to finish a book, this is the one I want to finish. This I did with H&B portrait pencils. And except for the bee, I did the bee with Prismacolors and the wings with Prismacolors, and then I added some stickles to the wings. And I did this little bit of the background. And maybe these little, whatever these are, these little plant leaves. I might have done that with Prismacolors too, but I'm not sure. I did spill coffee on this book while I was working on this one. I remember I was really upset with myself, but I think if you don't look at it too closely, you can't really tell that I spilled coffee on it. Have like little spots here and there, but this is another one of my favorites that I do like a lot too. I think this might be the book I have the most done in. Yeah, so I think that's all I have for that book. Next up, we have Nocturnes. This is another one of my favorites. They're all my favorites, but I do like the earlier ones best, I think. I did this page with the Brute Funer Skin Tones, the 72 set. I was testing these out for a review. And her beads, I did alcohol markers and the feathers. I might have done something, I think I might have used Black Widows for the feathers. And I did some more stickles for this little spider web. Is it a spider web? Or maybe it's like a dream catcher, supposed to be, in her antlers. And chalk pastels in the background. Let's see. I should have tabbed these where I actually colored a page. This one I did quite recently. And I know I did Starjoy Golds when they just came out again in the fabric case. And I do have a video coloring this one a little bit too. The background though, I think I did Prismacolors probably. I like to do the backgrounds in Prismacolors just because they're so blendy and easy to use, blend together. It's easier to do it for the background. This one I know I did with Black Widows. I think I got tired when I got to the flowers. I kind of just was coloring them in the flowers. And did I have any alcohol? I must have, yeah, I did a little bit of alcohol markers, it looks like, for the mask. And she has some stickles in her earrings and a little bit on the mask too. It looks like chalk pastels a little bit in the background. This one I didn't finish because I think I got scared of doing, I wanted to do this in like a stained glass window and I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I think I never got around to completing that one, but I did use the Ram Refined pencils, the newer version of those pencils, the big 180 set that they had come out with, and some stickles too. Anything else? Let's see. Oh, this one I started and never finished. I think I was using the 520, the Brute Funer 520s maybe on this with a mix of the Brute Funer, no, with a mix of the H&B colored pencils. I do have a video coloring the skin. All the videos I have working on any of these pages, I'll pop cards in and you'll see them. You'll find them in the description box below. I think that's it for Nocturnes. Then I have this one called Mermaid Legends. This is a reprint, not a reprint, but like kind of like a republishing of an original book she had out prior, I think, to any of these other books. That I think she still has it available as a PDF. These are kind of like reworkings of those images. And she does have other books on, like two other books, like Dragons, Dreams, or I don't know, something with dragons. I'm not really into coloring dragons, so I never picked those up. This one, I think I was trying to do a darker skin tone, and it didn't really work out So I kind of was I was thinking I wanted to try a darker skin tone, but I was like, oh, she's a mermaid. So if it doesn't really turn out the way I'm planning, if she turns out a little bit off, I'll be like, oh, well, she's a mermaid, so she's not real. So, so she did kind of turn out a little bit unrealistically colored, but I figured let me just go with it. And I did do her hair. I really hate how the hair came out. I did a layer of alcohol markers, just intending to try and speed up the process, which I shouldn't have done, because I really don't like the combination of this kind of like algae green color with the way her skin turned out. So if I ever do go back and finish this, I think I'm going to try and color over this marker. I think I want to try and give her black hair. I think it would come out looking a little bit better. I'm not really big on coloring like all this kind of hair strands. I find it a little bit difficult and tedious just because the way they already have all these extra hair strands in here. It's a little bit difficult for me. I got a little bit of marker on this page, but I think we can color over that. And I know I have, oh, I do have a video coloring this kind of fantasy skin. I did a color in chat and we listened a little bit to, we listened to the audio book story on The Little Mermaid. So maybe one day we'll get her hair. I wasn't sure what color hair I should do, if I should do like a natural hair color or keep going with this unnatural kind of like fantasy skin. Oh, I did get marker on this side too. I think I did have a page behind this, but I think just from having the book closed, it transferred onto the other page. Unfortunately, I really like this page. I really want to color this page too. Someday. I know I have another one here. Oh, this page I know I did with Starjoy Golds. This is when I first tried them out. And I know I did a color combo that Lori had suggested. Lori Green. She was the one that helped develop these colored pencils. And I did a color, one of those colored combos on this, oops, I don't know what that is, on this lobster necklace, and chalk pastels in the back and stickles on the bubbles. So I do really like that one a lot too. Let's see, what do we have next? Serenity. And do I have, oh, I do have this page colored in the back here. I think probably Black Widows on the skin at least, and then I did alcohol markers on this flower, which I don't like how that came out too well, and a little bit on her blouse. It looks like, oh, her hair, alcohol markers too. Oh, this is the first page I ever colored in one of Anastasia's books. So this was really early on, probably, in my coloring. I think this is all Prismacolors. Let's see, what else? Oh, this one I just did recently. We were doing a coloring demo with the Color skin tone pencils. I have to remember to reference all these videos when I'm done with this video. I gotta pop all those in for you guys if you want to see them. Is that it? No. Oh, this one took me forever. This was like, I don't even know how long it took me, but it took me forever just to do this hair. I did this with Prismacolors, and I think I had her skin. I did a layer of alcohol markers with Prismacolors on top. And this bug, I really hate how this bug came out, but I really love the rest of the page. I felt like I shouldn't have used so much stickles on these bug wings because it looks like just a big splat of green glitter right in the middle of the page. I wish I would have done them a little bit more transparent looking. But I do really like how her hair came out. Might have even taken me months to finish that hair. So I think that's it for Serenity. Then we have Amarantine. And the only reason why I know how to pronounce the name of this book is because of that Enya song. And what do I have in here? Do I have anything in here? I think so. I think I have, like I said, I think I have at least one page done in the majority of these books. Oh, I have a few pages in here. This is one I didn't finish, of course. I was doing Black Widows for her skin, and I was doing these dandelion flowers with Prismacolors. And this one I'm almost finished with. I think I was working on these little sunflower seed details on this part of the flower. This is Black Widows for her hair. The skin I did, I forget the name of these pencils, but they were some that I got from AliExpress, and they were really expensive, but I was really curious about trying them, and they did like them. I did do a little mini review on those. I'll pop that in, where I was working on her skin with them, and the flower alcohol markers. Oh, Seeing Essence. I think they're the Seeing Essence pencils is what they were. The skin tone set. Is that it? That might be it for Amarantine. Next up, we have Blackbird Song. I have this one page done. That was a freebie that Anastasia gave out because this cover page wasn't in the book, and everyone was upset that it wasn't in the book, so she gave it to us for a freebie. So I just have that stuck in here. I'm not too crazy how this one came out. But I think this is the first time I ever tried doing like a hair strand like this. So I do like how the hair came out. I think I had learned this technique. I think I watched a video from Color with Claire. And that's where I learned how to do like this auburn hair. And then ever since then, I've been kind of coloring hair that way. Do I have anything else in here? Let's see. That might be it. I think I might not have anything. Oh, this one page I did with the Starjoy pencils, the original set when they got reintroduced to the market. I think in their 72 set. And oh, this one, Black Widows. I didn't finish up this one either. I was having difficult time coloring this headpiece, so I think that's why I gave up on this one. I think that's it for Blackbird Song. Then we have Ecliptica. I don't have anything colored in this one. I could never decide on one to color in here, so then I just never colored anything in here. I do really like this Gemini with the twins. I think I do really like the Gemini pages the best in here. There's another one. Doesn't this look like Miley Cyrus? I thought it kind of looked like Miley Cyrus vibes. I noticed a lot of these pages. I do really like this one a lot too. A lot of the images she has, I find them, they look a little bit familiar. I always wondered if you based them on real people. Because I do get some images, I'll be like, oh, that looks like so-and-so to me. Like celebrities to me. This one is really pretty, but it's very daunting with all of this hair. That's probably why I never did any of the pages in this, because they're a little bit more detailed. Then we have Listen to the Wind. I really like this book a lot too. I have one page, at least one page in here. I know that, like I was saying about how she does, I think she does do some of her portraits based on real people. She did this one based on Selma Hayek. I know she had mentioned that in her Boosty. She has a Boosty page where she shows us previews of her upcoming books. And she had mentioned that when she was showing us that page. So this one, I think was mostly Black Widows, maybe for the skin, and the hair, I was Prismacolor, and I know I ran out of one of the pencils. Maybe it was chocolate. I have so many Prismacolors. I have backup Prismacolors. That was the one pencil I didn't have a backup of. But the flower Prismacolors too. I did have a big accident with her nose where I overworked this area or tried to erase something over here, and I got a hole in the paper. And I found this stuff that's supposed to repair holes in paper, I think. I have a video on this too, where I try to fix the hole. If you look really closely, you can see the little thin pieces of tape I taped over her nose. I was really upset that I did that. Now I'm kind of a little bit more cautious where I won't overwork the paper. If I see I'm starting to get some give going on, or I think it's gonna rip, I stop and I just leave it alone. But yeah, that's what happened with that page. And I think that's the only one I did in. Oh, I started working on this one with the Grisaille pencils. I was doing a oh no, not the Grisaille pencil, the Grisaille blender. I was using the Grisaille blender, and this is with the 520 Brutfuner pencils that I didn't finish. So that's it for Listen to the Wind. Finally, the last book I have in my collection of books is Exotica. This is one I had been working on with the Grisaille pencils, and I didn't finish. I have like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 episodes of, I was doing Color With Me audiobook on this one. I'm blanking on the title of the book, but it's like a murder mystery type of book. So if you want to check that out. This one was a freebie that Anastasia gave when the book came out, and I just paper clipped it into the book, which I actually doing that messed up the page, and I shouldn't have done that. Probably should have just left it in here. But yeah, I did this one. I don't remember. Probably Black Widows and alcohol markers for this one. And I did mess up her face, and I had to cut out a part of, I printed it again, and I cut out another piece of just this part of her face, and I glued it on top, and I gave her a little bit of some tears coming out from under her eye. That's not there. And I started doing this page with some Marco Raffans I was testing out, and I didn't finish. I think I was not liking how this bird was coming out, and I was planning on doing her hair. In fact, I know somebody wanted me to show them the hair when I was done. I feel bad I never got around to finishing it. Maybe someday. Is that it? Oh, I forgot about this one. I just did this one. I think I even just showed it to you guys in one of my last videos. But I did this with the Marco Tribute Master pencils. And I was working on this during a demo for those pencils. I do really like how this one came out too. So I'm pretty sure that's it. I really want to do this page too. All the bugs and the flowers kind of give me a little bit of pause to really start working on some of these pages, just because I get frustrated with those sorts of things to color. Then I have this PDF book. Maybe not that many people know about this book, but she does have it. I do have a flip through on this. There's the page that I was looking for that I couldn't find. to include in this video. I'll pop it up now on this screen that I finished. Came from this PDF book. And I know I colored that one with the Ram Refined pencils, that newer set that I had mentioned earlier. That I don't think they're making them anymore, although I did see up on Amazon they could be that pencil set that they made in smaller sets. I was thinking I might pick it up just to do a review, just to see which pencils it is, if it was the original set they came out with, or if it was that newer set that I did review or not. I don't know. I'm kind of penciled. I have like so many pencils. I'm a little bit penciled out at this point. But this is one I think she had given us for free on her Boosty page, which is kind of like similar to a Patreon. But she is a Russian artist. She's in Russia, so she can't use things like PayPal anymore because of the war that's going on. So she has to use that Boosty site in order to make a living and sell her artwork and everything. So I'll put a link to that. I have been having trouble because she did just put some Halloween images that I wanted to purchase, but I couldn't because, I don't know, for some reason the payment wouldn't go through. But these are some free images that I got along the way. I'm not sure where I picked these up from. Probably on Facebook, her Facebook page maybe. And there are some other free images you can pick up on her one website. I'll put that in the description box too, if you want to check them out. I know I have them saved, but I just probably never printed them out. Let me just drop these all over the floor. So she does have one new book that I haven't picked up yet, and I think she's working on another new book, so I was kind of wanting to wait until she finished that other new book, and I was going to pick the two newest ones up at the same time, just to save a little bit on shipping. So I'd love to hear if you guys are fans of Anastasia Koldareva's books. If you have any of her books, which one is your favorite? I do know they're expensive to get a hold of, but you can get them directly from her, or you can get them from Etsy sometimes. And she now has some PDF versions of, I think, the majority of her books now up on her Boosty. So I'll leave all that information for you guys down below if you're interested. And I hope you guys all have a really great rest of your day. Happy coloring, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.